bosom for amaji egwa amebedi dwumedi ho chia me edi amegi so his royal freshness PK anase PK for short me ma munyina akwa ba bibi bia wo bia ho nchia kese na me ma se wo Ghana se wo Canada UK anase USA abonten so be de ho nchia kese ena ema mo so amo be de east nyina any Saudi Arabia area ho nya se Middle East ni Asia ho nyina ye de ho nchia kese ena ema mo matise Germany for so Germany for me de ho nchia kese ena ema mo sabre ena ye ne mo na ba be de dwumedi no se dwumedi no be koso na aye kama ye no bedi but me psira obida de se de kese etubu nyina anim se afen wa baso na se wo hwa share link no ekoma wonua especially Zoom link no mo so join no mo bra no mo timi be busa questions and I have a feeling with them say topic no na ye be treating it might be a part 2 ya hwe kra be nya part 3 because responses are ye nya after the flyer came out no a broad adwene nti ase so nti be sramo share link na unya so ensanka link na update ye moving kwanim nansi de be sha ase de be yakone akokoda aboafo aso esre ase feel good services say about mental health education Mr. Opo mecha kwa na bdo munyo ndi dwumedi na bibia enkoso kama sabre so na be sa so air house feel good homes and also feel good services na there about also apartment and up Airbnb and up down to na asase krapa po mecha kwa omo pokwase any East Legon Hills to do hwehwe mo na obenyo omo se dan apart another apartment omo number so na go fidie ni so no Mr. Fred na fidie eni omo ndi enkita ho ebiom happy glow GH sebra de be pedicure manicure obi to supplies nyina honewo bra na babaji na bibia enkoso kama Oswald Wellness Clinic so Maryland and that's Ohio about it so your license family nurse practitioner IV hydration primary care and that's a weight management nyina bra na babaji wonum Oswald Wellness Clinic na make up for obusia for so asa make actual say Millicent yenya ba Millicent say financial breakthrough and say financial ignorance in America bra ne be a good plan ema obusia so also betimi so abaye agent na wo so wetimi auto insurance policies ama obusia for frame unya yenya ba Millicent na afide oni ni dinkita ho ewo 937-321-2270 number no so be 937-270-9882. Saso ana opemu na kasa tap sen no ojide mangasa misraw sabre se wo show yi so sisia na se wo hwe me otie me na se uni tap sen da for se si obo na kasa wa anya ade ba se mpejin for se sakofa ye nchinti no ye be sa se echi akokopre ni aye ni ye misra se sabre se uni bia grab phone sisia onya fa phone na afedie ko app store se eye Android and say Apple ko app store say Google Play Store and I say via App Store dankasa na download the tap send app no o download the app ni wia o the information no be bia shame no abo choose country Ghana no afedie call the fa promo code ni shame PK P-KAY and I say HRE o the promo code ni sheba misraw ade ba kwa nkofo bebia mistakes one no say o send sika $1 ekoma kojo ama ehwe say number na correct answer wa baso the promo code ma be shame no wa send the $1 answer ba onya send $1 na kwa o promo code na nya adwuma nti fa promo code ni shame let's send a minimum of $20 or $25 to redeem that extra $15 bonus na koma wo busia for no make sure say nipa information you're correct because the way my yard no say if it didn't get right now what's in the crapa send an enko me say so kai will be say e safe e secure e so reliable ompe we na pede tap send papa no yo sabre ayi commercial ye fi no esa so asero biam say sabre won share link ne ye won share Zoom link the emma we busuafo any word of wow because there are so many questions that has gone on in various homes that emubi yentimenya answer ama nti sabre no misraw share na afede yentimembra no mubenya first hand information no ansa na te kɔka deɛ ipanyinfo si ebokuro ebia wo beti no te ya anti yɔkɔka so nti mankyerɛ mu yi na afɛ de man nkɔbɔ no ayɛ bibia wɔ no yɛn pɛsɛ nkɔbɔ no bɛ something which is the incident yɛ se wankasa from no mrang samra beti kaakum yɛti no kwaku nankasa so wɔ ha se ayɛ ne yɛde ne ba bɛtwetwe nkɔbɔ we deɛ yankasa nua nana hene nana ɔsa so yɛ hene edire na kyerɛ sɛ ayɛ double nana yɛbɔ akɔ aba ɛbɛ dwubede so
yɛnua
na ya de sɛ wasa ba biom na wankasa de obi hu flyer bi no say na uni pay ono yɛ real estate agent ɔsa so ɛyɛ soja ni yɛnya ne den ɔno kwa sika no sɛ nkwan na ɔpɛ 1.7
ɛnam dodoɔ nsɛ nkwan
na dodoɔ nsɛ nkwan wo yo na we di answer na ndɛ bɛkɔ topic na biam no wa mesrɛ yɛbɛma director abɛma kwaba na afɛ deɛ any update bia ɛwɔ hɔ with startup send no or their mind. It was for first about what you make. I will say what we do with time with tap sending. They say yeah, but say director will give us an update of what is going on with tap sending. Any new updates be about Obama Yati says update be also so he will just keep enforcing the good stuff that we have going on. Yeah, we are not fit yeah topic na tap send. I find and say yembenya ya family no addition no yesuya dini we are not there yeah Q&A session with tap send. Inti we are menko. Honum na questions no how I nyina no obebusa na afede webusa director questions din na impanyifo nya director nkwa na also impanyifo no ne na powerful nyina aka ho bi nti question be obebusa bia na aha problem there solve in the nipa 4 and they frame me in running and they say more questions about tap send me see me answer them out ba bra show ni so na wa bebusa question of nya instant results e wo honoma if anything will be close to your instant result director yeba kwa ba badwube so.
PK, thank you so much. Good evening. Good evening. It was your fault. Thank you so much for coming. But before I start the show, Nana Hene is not a real name. Nana, there's no way that's your real name. Balke and another Balke Hene.
So what if you said this is real name? How much will you pay?
How
much will you credit? How much will you credit on this? Hold on.
I don't know how being strong, but it's a beautiful name. Thanks so much.
Director me about. What if this is real name? How much will you credit on the startup app?
I don't know how we got up to credit it. I'm just saying hello to the guy first. Thank you for your service. Thank you for your service. But thank you. And then when you say we're coming in droves, we've opened this show to grow outside of just US and Canada. Because at least so uni America, you have family or friends here. And today's topic is very sensitive. Nana, I'll be very honest. I never joined the military or the Air Force. They tried to recruit in our college. I had a basketball practice, but I commend you for what you guys continue to do, what you've done. On updates from Tap, I think I'm going to highlight something that PK touched on. Pacho, when you PK, we starting next week. I want to say next week because we're going to start implementing it. So we try $1 transaction now. In the future, it wouldn't affect the code, which is a code name called dollar nebeko. But when they send the threshold, it'll be at $20 now. The code would then add to Nipakon initial send into the test transaction there. But the code will still stay in, which would be good for a lot of ambassadors. And that's something I wanted to highlight. The Balcons I'm highlighting and said the rate is still strong. We aggressively give competitive rates. And thank you overall. Just thank you for your support. Because without more, Tap doesn't grow. We haven't spent significant amount of on media marketing. We just started media marketing. As pockets like this, ABI, Pentecost, SDA4, everybody's come together in the diaspora. I actually and it's what's helped Tap grow. So, meaning that today's topic Nana is going to be long and sensitive. As PK said it, there might be a second or third part to it. So I'm not going to exhaust the time. It's 6:09. So I'm going to give it back to PK. And more importantly, thank every single person for joining. The numbers are coming in. Tinana, welcome to the show. Thanks so much for making the time for us.
Thank you for your support.
Director, that say, "Oh, boss, sorry, need no SDA didn't count. I the one SDA giving a problem. Not to say SDA for the way still at the back of it. But until what director Nana Hene, it was crazy. When I first met this guy, I thought it was a joke. When I joined the Air Force, I was trying to find him and email him. And I realized the last name was Hene and his first name was Nana. Up to now, it blows my mind. Meaning so Hene but that I never knew say about to Nana Hene. But Nana again, a little bit about this man. Over 15 years ago, this man helped me single-handedly with other 2 people and walked me through the process to join the Air Force. 15 years down the line, I retired. On the 30 years, but 15 years down the line, I retired, and he's still in and still rocking and making waves. He's one of the fastest growing Ghanaian military people in the Air Force who rose from the lowest rank to a tech sergeant within a few amount of years. And everywhere I went and deployed to, semi bonidin in people in his departments now, everybody just give him nothing but props. And that is such a person now, Onwankas or sofu, Onwankas, I mean, or your order, or also your real estate agent, that's also your first. Nana, Yabakwaba, Eba, Jibede Subium.
Oh, yeah. We made that viewers, no listeners, as I said, thank you so much. Thank you so much. We'll get into the way meeting I share. Slide note real quick.
Yes, please.
All right. It's in a way, as we all know, it's about joining the U.S. Military. So military general, but I'm in the Air Force. And Air Force, as of 2019, we have another branch under the Air Force, I think, but it's called the Space Force. But the Mecca and then will qualify for all the military branches. But just here we'll be able to clarify it, and then we'll get more into details. And just an overview of military branches. Your Army, your Marines. Marines falls under the Navy. And your Navy, Air Force, Space Force, and Coast Guard. But within military, you can either be a full-time person and not part-time. It's full-time, normally a friend and as your active duty. You are available 24/7 for service. With Army, you might have your full-time maybe on a Monday through Friday or Monday through Sunday. It depends on how your schedule is. But about a part-time now, we normally call it the reserve. It's a reserve now and whole backup for active duty. So BBC here extra reserves not coming. So the reserve is under the federal command. But reserve a part-time. There are different types. Maybe I'll call just every month. I'll call 1 weekend training. Then during the summer month, you go for 2 weeks. Until overall, you might make maybe 30 to 40 days within the whole year. It's with reserve or National Guard, civilian job, and this is like part-time. National Guard, the difference between that one is run by the state. It is state via Ohio or Washington or Texas. It's run by the state. It is any incident and a disaster BSc you can be taxed to go ahead and work for the state. However, it's still under the federal control. It's a reserve. Here was still you can be called in from the National Guard level. Marines for only reserve, only National Guard. Navy for Navy Reserve, and Air Force also National Guard. Coast Guard so Coast Guard Reserve. That is the breakdown. Either say part-time and now full-time. But me full-time. It's just a little bit about me. As PK I've been in the Air Force over 14 years, going 15 years now. Me joining and I'm in Massachusetts, and then they stationed me in Las Vegas, Nevada, and from a honor, they call Louisiana. Las Vegas, Nevada, me did 6 years with her, and he moved me from a hot to Louisiana, Shreveport, Louisiana, and I was there for 2 years. A honor selected me to go be a drill sergeant, or Air Force, a friend military training instructor. And I was in San Antonio. I was there for 4 years, from 2017 to 2021, early 2021. And honor said, "You new recruits, some back into the Air Force now. You training up." So I went through that training. I pushed almost 1,000 to 1,005 new recruits coming in, weekly, going through, and I ran through the whole BMT way. I went through all the sections. And, I have a lot of knowledge about how the whole training process, From there, I was taken to Washington State, JBLM, around Tacoma, Washington area, there for 2 years. Air Force selected me to work on a project for the Pentagon. And, they brought me here in Ohio to work on my master's degree in supply chain. while working with the Pentagon on operational energy. So as of now, that is what I'm working on. So I'm full-time. That is what I do, 24/7. As speaking kind, I do other things on the side, being the real estate investment. But I'll talk into that a lot because it's one of the benefits that we have and how to be able to use that. So that is the general view about me. But just to show the difference, you're full-time and you're part-time. One other branch we normally don't talk about, the Commission Corps of the U.S. Public Health Service. They tend to be like military. They have all the benefits of military, but it's run by the Department of Health and Human Services. They mostly deal with healthcare related stuff. More of officers and you have to have a degree or have to be a professional. Be say a doctor, or a pharmacist, dietitian, social worker, and nurse. It's that's what. But sometimes you might see it as more like a civilian job. Within your community. It's Ghana or a commander in this. A lot of people don't know about it. He was in Arizona for almost 10 years, in Tucson, Arizona, or Phoenix area for 10 years. And then about Texas for another, most likely he's going to be there for the next 10 years as well. It's, the deployment nation that you be COVID by say they were most of them at the forefront trying to make sure that our public health situation is taken care of. If you are interested in that one too, you can let us know and we'll talk more about that. Just within the military, is broken down into two structures. So there is the enlisted side, and then there is the officer side. Enlisted side, normally all we need is you having a high school diploma. And coming from high school, you can easily join. Where we high school, 18 years. Normally we can even, I think it's PK, but we'll talk more into that. Even at 17, with your parents, consent, we can, you can go at 17. But all you need is high school. So when you're high school, Francois, ubetimi actual GED, GED, and then a few college credits can, will make you qualify for that. The whole enlisted for the Air Force, Air Force is trained at Joint Base San Antonio. That was where I was for the 4 years I talked about earlier. And so that's what we train. Army for a training, Air War, I think across 3 states, almost South Carolina, I think Missouri, and another place, and Georgia. I think that for Navy for the Air War, Chicago area, and Marines for, so different, depending on what branch you go into, training your way, but I might be speaking more towards the Air Force. A band of officers, we have 3 major routes to go about it. But you need to have a degree. You need to have a 4-year degree. You can go one route using the ROTC, Reserve Officer Training Corps, and say, high school or college, no matter what college it is. Normally, there is an ROTC program around, or say, cross agreement between the colleges. Into one college, you can be going to even a community college and still go through this program. The first 2 years of the program, there is no obligation. Into first 2 years, no question asked. But after junior year, the last 2 years, then you sign a commitment into college, trying to find things out that you can do it for 2 years across all the colleges, in the United States. The other route is the OTS, OTS Officer Training School, and Alabama. And says where we college, where we 4-year degree, where we or master's degree or PhD. Now, person joining Air Force now, you can go that route. They train you for I think about 6 weeks, and then you are good to go. So chaplain, lawyer, anyway, I would train normally. We train and a nurse, I would train in a short. That is 4 weeks, and you are done with it. There is another route for your friend is saying Academy, U.S. Air Force Academy, that is based in Colorado. But for young men and women, if you're already a citizen, you can go there and a full-time college, a military college. So your whole 4 years, that is the training you're going through to become an officer. But when it comes to the enlisted side, now you're training, 7.5 weeks. Academy will be 4 years, your whole 4 years. OTS will be 4 to 6 weeks. You are done. And then ROTC, 4 years or 2 years, depending on what time you start. So all kind of freshman your first 2 years, there's no obligation. But after your junior year, there is an obligation. It's in that. Those are the options: enlisted and officer. This picture is just to give you the overview of military bases that we have across the world. I didn't the way picture way in Asia, but you can see we have two bases in Alaska, one in Hawaii, and then across the United States, it's all over the United States. Europe, so we have some in Germany, we have some in UK, Portugal, it's all over. And, you have that option. When you join it and you want to, just change where you are, that will be taken care of. So this is just a general overview of the bases that we have. They say my first duty station was in Las Vegas, Nevada, which was a vibrant city. Most of the bases for the Air Force are in major cities, or maybe access within 1 hour or 2 hours you are within that base. This is also a breakdown of the careers into your healthcare. Healthcare officer side, you'll be talking about nurses, but Sebano enlisted side now, you look at it from the point of LPN, just an equivalent in the military, in the civilian world, will be an LPN. Your maintenance and repairs. So maintenance, most of the maintenance is working on the Air Force aircraft, all the planes. You have C-17, C-160, 130. You're talking about F-15, F-22. You'll be working on those, trying to, making sure that we'll maintain it. About the science and technology, we have physicists, we have chemists, just name it, anything. Cyber, we have all that. Aviation, so be any pilot. There's a whole program with that you can go through, and that is mostly for the officers. They used to have enlisted pilots, but we took that program away. You can look into logistics and administration, so working in the office. Overall, we have over 200 jobs, 200 careers within the Air Force alone. And I know Army, within the Army nuclear is more than that. Army has more than 200. It's, if you have Sawaba and now Ubana age of 17, 18, or even you're far all the way as of now, you're increasing age, you're far all the way to 42. And so ope in San Jumabia now ope Jumabia, we have it within the Air Force. So ope so we electrician, we have it. If you want to be a plumber, we have it. If you want to be an HVAC person, we have it. Truck driver, we have it. Any kind of job we need we have it. The good thing about it is that the very moment you come to training, we start paying you right away. And you are paid the 1st and the 15th. Within your training, your on-job training, you are being paid. And it's something that is just amazing. Those are the options we have. Any job you can think of, we have it. But normally I be two for say Juma person be military, make sure say free more, say 4 years, 6 years, 20 years. Make sure say free more, Juma, the same kind of job in the civilian world. You say Juma now on bomb and now nuclear bomber. Over civilian world now is going to be very difficult for you. Maybe you can go into the route of maybe you we're gaining some leadership, but as when you Juma free more to me and that is the option for that. I'll just go a quick way over the benefits. And the benefits are there won't be insurance. It's even just being in the military, the car insurance. If you're dealing with Geico, your friends at Geico USA, Progressive, you get a discount right away just being in the military. There's something about comprehensive medical and dental care. And my whole family, myself and the family, we don't pay any health insurance. We have our own military facility on base that we can go anytime without paying any, and there's not even any co-payment. There are different programs you can choose. If you want to go off or out of the network, you have small co-payment, but just being in anyway, sometimes here in your civilian world, Juma, your two insurance, your two-way, you don't have to deal with that. That is one benefit of it. The other one is full pay and allowance when you are sick. So, call it out, you go to the sick bay. Now we are, free will paycheck. That is one benefit of it. And then we have a low cost life insurance. Your life insurance, I want to the term life insurance. I know last time we talked about insurance, but I think term life insurance, which you can, sign up all the way up to 500,000. It just got increased as of last year to 500,000. And it used to be $29. I think now it's $30 a month. And you have that 500,000 for the safety of your family, just in case something happens. Then we'll move into the section of food and housing. And, we living, say, what base into your installation, military installation. Say, what is one your mouth dying, then the DICA is taken care of. So who prefer say on the installation, but you want to live in the community now, you are giving a monthly allowance. But allowance it normally depends on the zip code in which you are. Baby, I want your calculation and your rank. And you say if you are in San Antonio, you have a rank of E6, E7. The allowance will be about $2,000. That $2,000, though I buying the amount, just know so one of the benefit of it is all the allowances that are given to you are not taxed. And during this tax season, if you're in the civilian world, all your pay, they put it together and it's taxed. Being in the military, your housing allowance is not taxed if you choose to live off post. At the same time, they give you money for food. Your friend no BAS. And that BAS and also is money for food. Right now, I think it's around $446 every month. You don't have to pay anything for it. So they give you a pay for it. As of now, I get paid for how do you call it? Because they speak it in Sierra Leone area, on friend Creole. I know say pidgin. You get paid for that. If you speak Twi, I think the army used to pay for Twi as well. It's in say Kasana would say Air Force ni here na army ni here, they pay you every month for that. And that one too is tax-free. Those are some of the benefits. On our installation as well, we have Walmart, BX or PX. There will be like so-called grocery. We have our own commissary for grocery. Literally, you can live on the installation for, let's say, maybe 6 months to nine months without coming out, because we have our own bank, we have our own post office, we have our own golf course. Everything is on the base. I already touched on food allowance. A banner retirement. So retirement, we'll serve it if you serve. So me, I came in originally wanted to do just 6 years and get out, but it got fun. Anytime I'm just taking one enlistment at a time, but so far it's been fun for me. We're going little by little, but with me drew 20 years. On 20 years, you are entitled to 50% of your base allowance. So as I was talking about the pay, we give you money for your housing, money for your food, and then other languages if you speak. But there's also a base pay. Base pay, depending on your rank, they give you a base pay. Okay, so they give you base pay. Base pay, it goes with your rank. But say survey up to 20 years, the Air Force or the military gives you half of that amount for the rest of your life. And say if you're able to get to 20 years, you get half of that pay. There's a young boy or young girl join at the age of 17. At 17, they do 20 years. At 37, that person, and I've seen a lot of people do that. 37, the person is eligible for retirement. It's depending on the rank or one, they get half. They pay at that time. The base pay a drew Ben say 4,000 and 5,000. If you take 50% of that, that is almost 2,500 every month that is coming in. And depending on also say he has any medical issue and no comes with the VA side of things, that income too can come in addition with it. So somebody can come in at 17, be done at 37, 18, be done at 38. And apart from also in the civilian world. So that is one of the benefits. Now it's been reduced for those who started coming in from 2018. It's been reduced to 40%. However, those who are getting 40%, they have a new program, which is the thrift saving plan. It is the regular 401k in the civilian side. The government will match up to 5% of your pay. It is who contribute to up to 5%. The government will. So you will be now 401k on top of it. You get your 40%. But those who were in earlier, we had the option to either go with that, the 40%, or go with 50%. So that is the aspect of the retirement. Urban recreation, as I think I said it already, we have our own golf course. We have some bases have the lakes on there. You can, hire a boat and, just hang out with the family. So a lot of recreation, bowling facilities, just name it, everything on there. One also important thing I like about the military here, your vacation system. So here in civilian world, I used to work in the civilian world before I joined. I'm a company, I just said, why you do 1 year? We are 1 year and about 1 week. We are about 2 years, 3 years, and when you're 2 weeks every year, we are off. From the military, the very moment you join, you are entitled to 30 days of leave every year. That 30 days, no, and don't end that. Yes, our holidays is paid for. Holidays, normally your free BB family day. Say, July 4th, eto Monday, normally my Friday is so off. So you have like 4 days, and you don't have to use your leave if you choose to. And you have that 30 days, every year, and you can roll it over all the way up to 90 days. During COVID, they moved it all the way to 120 days. And with magic, 1 month off, or with magic 2 months off. So Ghana, you can take that 30 days, go Hawaii, Bahamas, anywhere you want to go, you just take that leave and you can use that. Again, yeah, on the basis, hotel systems within the base. Navy Force, they have a nice Navy Lodge, which is nice. It's not comparable to the Hiltons and the Marriotts, but even with the Army, Army Crown, now they have IHG hotels companies, they build their hotels on post. And you can use those as well at a discount rate. One fantastic thing about it, we'll move into the education side of things. And normally, so already 17, 18, still trying to figure themselves out, because normally that is the time I've seen a lot of people are college. College, nim the into course we not still now or racky up student loan. We'll recommend the military to you. Within that, normally I recommend say sign up for 4 years. Within that 4 years, man, then try left and right and obey who the person or then also pursue 3 months. We have benefit which is called the GI Bill, which will pay your school for the next 36 months. But I'll get more into it. But once again, while in the Air Force, you're entitled to 4,500 every year to go to school. And the Infant is still trying to figure themselves out. Before their 4 years will be up, they can use that 4,500 every year to go to school, to pay for their school. And they can be done by, with their associate degree or a bachelor's degree even before within that 4 years, if they keep up with things. Though, sometimes they're difficult, but it's still doable. So time and so 4 years, not pursue 3 more, 6 years, not pursue, depending on all the way to 20 and above. Not so pursue 3 months. You're entitled to the GI Bill. There's a new one that came up, which is called the post 9/11 GI Bill. And depending on whatever school they want to go to, Uko school, you are giving a BH, or which is called housing allowance, comparable to the rank of E5. And say Uko school, say New York, now person called New York University, and within that area, I think say BH for a staff sergeant around, it's almost 3,000. Into Uko school, your school will be paid for, and then you still have the money to pay for, for your housing. And with that, you don't have to worry about student loan, going to college, figuring yourself out. So, once they want to figure themselves out within that process, as I already stated, you can go the ROTC route. But the enlisted route then is there for you to figure yourself out, because while in there, you get your training, whatever job you want to do, and then on top of that, you can use the educational benefit, which is 100% tuition assistant, 4,500 every year. Apart from the money for school, we now give for your lifetime within the Air Force. There's a special 4,500 there for you to use towards a certification. We're figuring out in the military or IT. The Air Force will give you up to 4,500 just for certification. To pursue AWS certification, you can do that. To pursue cybersecurity certification, this 4,500 is there for you. So whatever certification you want to do, you can use that. We do a Six Sigma. Whatever certification, PMP, just name it, you can use that 4,000. And can't get every year 4,500. So education one is separate, and then the certification one is also separate. One good thing about the Air Force, we have the largest community college across the whole US. And the very moment you come to training from day one, training during your exercise, we count those as credit. Degree. Depending on the job, we'll select here. You were selected as a HVAC or air conditioning way. We are giving you credit towards HVAC degree. And training counts, and then from when you are done with basic training, you go to test school. Your test school credits counts. On-job training, they all count. And by the time I will be through, saying 2 years, 3 years into it, so to you might have an associate degree. And then there are other colleges that you can bridge your associate degree to get a bachelor's degree. So that is one of the benefits. The other benefit to say, who joining now, who were just green card, from training, time I'll be called San Antonio, and by the time I'll be training is 7.5 weeks. During your graduation, they've brought it back. You will be living as a U.S. citizen. And we all know the benefits of U.S. citizen if you want to go that route. So you come in with green card, just by the time you're done with your first training, you come out with having your citizenship. Earlier on, I talked about a housing allowance. Yemfani was San Antonio, they were getting 2,000, or you are in New York, you're getting 3,000. So Okase won't stay on base, you not find a home on the installation. You can use your VA loan. Though you are active duty, you don't have to be a veteran to use it. While active duty, you can use that. And with you can, purchase a house or, get a mortgage with zero money down. And I think we talked about it the last time. And I went on the investment side. But just if you want to buy a single family home or a multi-family home just for your family, you can use that. And using the allowance too is not taxed. So you can use it's not taxed. You can get the benefit. That's what they do. You get in allowance that is not taxed to pay for your mortgage, and then when it's time for you to leave, maybe you are there for 3 years, 4 years. By the time you live in, you can sell it. If it's I appreciate you can gain that equity, and you can sometimes I've seen some make 50,000, 40,000 just buying a home, and literally they didn't put any money down. To here, it's like an infinity return on their money. So that is just a few of the training. So at this point, I'll break it and have PK take over. PK was a recruiter for the Air Force, did awesome job for the last 4 years being a recruiter. It's me not taking it from the recruiting side, and then we are also with so follow how the training process is, and then what the rest will follow on from there. Into the PK. But all hard to assume my
Nana, that was you've really given a great impact when it comes to like what to light on what people need to see and look out for. Now, this is my biggest advice, right? Before I go into the recruiting part, and then also setting yourself apart before you walk into a recruiter's office. There are some pointers that we have to know. And before we go into that, I'd like to answer some few questions on Zoom, and also Nana touch on something I really want to elaborate a little bit on that before we go into the process now. So your call questions now, I think started from Key Mama, then it's already Nana answered, because that is the Key Mama question by before Nana Edu Hodem. So you already answered the age range. I'm in the US now with a JI visa. I have a master's in mathematics education already from Ghana, and is there a way for me to apply? A way if you didn't on them, that is the eligibility qualification to apply. You have to be a green card holder and not as a U.S. citizen. So if you have a green card of 5 years, 10 years, at one point the Army used to take 2 years green card. But what happens in this is what we call the piping system, right? So if influx near too much, I know my tight eligibility at one point 2 years, you get a 2 years green card, you can join. But the dependent also too much. The best way of betting me streamlining the intake. They'll pipe it up a little bit. Then it's like, okay, I'm gonna call 5 years and I'm gonna call 10 years. Air Force has always been 5 years and 10 years, but the Army has different breakdown for it. So you have to look into that. The J1 visa, I'm not sure what type of visa that is, but I don't think it's a green card and it's not United citizen there. There's no way. And also, then I must say this emphatically: say you cannot join from Ghana. Apply in Ghana Ember. It's only those countries now. And I was talking about the U.S. territories. No, join the a military. What I'm saying, it's Puerto Rico, Guam, and
America, Samoa,
and country island is one of the Antigua. There's a country in one of the islands, or direct from
U.S. Virgin Islands.
Virgin Islands for no bad direct as also to the military. So those are one of the things that you have to so now Akoda goes like it would be good for if it's all okay. Producer responded. Robert says, please can you help us with the link to apply? Now this is the best way to apply to any military. And I think I'm going to go there, but let me go ahead and start it from that point as well. And when I get there, I'll probably elaborate more on that. If you're in high school, there is a program called poaching. So, or banners or high school, untimi sorry nko recruiter bia ho keke say make join Air Force. Every high school has a recruiter assigned to the school. So with that being said, or sa wo ba no finding a high school recruiter na otimi enya the number no Fred say me a 70-year-old, me a 16-year-old, I want to start my process of joining the military. With that being said, what is the steps in place now mean follow through? So that is very, very important for us to understand. High school students cannot just jump to any recruiter. Now, on the other side, if you are over 18 years old and you are not in high school, you can join from any recruiting office. For instance, maybe say I went to 3 different recruiters before I got selected. The first recruiter I called, catch me say, Onishe Mami. When team no say my take test or me take it. The second recruiter I called on, I catch me say when you're the number say so there's nothing he has for me. And again, back in the days, this was back in 2008, recruiters were basically working at the mercy of Agama numbers, that's it. And on your own over produce it. Into the numbers you are not actually, because it's a lot of work back then to be a recruiter and to put things into place. So people were running away from those. I went to another city and I'm going to join it from. So my first city that I tried to join from was from Fairfield. It didn't work. I went to the Hamilton recruiting office. It didn't work. Then I went to Coleraine. So if you're 18 and up, you can always jump from another recruiter to another recruiter to find the best one that will actually give you the opportunity to serve. The best way to find that is not a link to go apply. You just go to airforce.com or call airforce.com. It will give you, you'll fill out some information. Most information they'll ask from you is your email, your telephone number, your name. They will never ask you for social anything. So once you apply for that over there, somebody will reach out to you. Always when you fill that application out, it goes to the nearby recruiter. So we have what we call the recruiter zip, the zip recruiter, right? So the zip recruiter, you will be on the Air Force side. A recruiter for online, for this emergence. It's when traction comes on the online now. What they do is say they look at your address. Any baby award is with zip code baby award and stuff like that, right? Then they'll find a recruiter nearby. Don't do what to the bin anymore. So when you go to the recruiter's bin, the recruiter comes to work, put up the RFST, which is the software now you use to the recruiting for now. Or when say when your notification, when you lead, what we call the lead, when you lead from your friend to say recruiter, we're friend to say zip recruiter no. Now I feel you no this I'll lead and I'll reach out and contact you. Say, oh, you went on the airforce.com to try to apply to be in the Air Force. My name is Sergeant ABCD, and I'll be willing to help you out with the process. So you go to airforce.com now. If you are in a certain area, geographic area, and you reach out to me, I still got some recruiter links from the people that are, just left recruiting. Like in this say, I was able to get a link for Obini High School, Emma, for a specific recruiter assigned to a high school. All I did was one phone call to Nipa now, Obe take over my office, and she was able to get me the information to the recruiter. So if you need a specific area, let me know and we can try to find it together. But other than that, if you go on website and you even Google Air Force recruiting near me, another way you can find it without going to the airforce.com, Google Air Force recruiting near me, and you will see it will pop up to you. Just look at it and find it. If you want to do the Army, go into the Army recruiting near me, Marines recruiting near me, and 9 out of 10, all the recruiters are in the same building. They're all in the same building. So don't try to go talk to all 4 of them all the time. But when you talk to this recruiter, you are not ready to commit. Tell them, say, hey, I'm not ready. I want to shop around and just listen to what the other departments have to offer. Let's go to your friend and say, coming from a Naval and Air Force family, thank you for your service and this information. This is from Ellis Black. Thank you. Honestly, can you speak on educational benefits, college for eligible dependents, wives and children? Okay, that is something that we can also, do as well. That's very, very easy. Now, into much and what I hate more on that, especially on the spouser, $5,000 And I for since I'm in my 2nd year in college and wants to join the military, do I qualify for the 100% tuition assistance? If you join active duty, now that's one thing I wanted to hit on. The benefits that Nana was saying, is not for everybody. All those benefits that he stated, solely for active duty. If you go into reserves, you get partial of those benefits. You don't get all of them. Into medical benefits, educational benefits, and all that stuff. We have to be very careful. Any BAH, it's for fully active duty. Zoom user, I'm in America with IR1 visa with 10 years green card. Please, can I join? Definitely, yes, you can. Definitely. JI is job related. Okay, JI, no, Jeremy. Okay. That's it. How about having a bachelor's and master's? I just saw a message and the message just jumped. I'll say, how about? Okay, I think so the message is deleted because I can't see anymore. I'll say, what is the age limit to join? I think we already said that 17 to 42 for the Air Force. We need to hear life after service. We see and hear a lot of stories about trauma involved. Phineas, and that will be something that I will touch upon because again, I am done serving. So we will go back into that. Now, Nana was speaking about the BH for school. Please, this is one thing that we have to understand. If you are trying to go to school and if you are trying to go to school, me pacho obi the comment with one delete my wife, Mr. I think that is a HIPAA violation. Yeah, Nana bought Mr. delete commented why you can just put a condition over there, but you can just say you had a condition, but men state a condition called why, Mr. All right, so we're gonna come back to the comments and we're gonna take it from there. All right, so if you are active duty, that's up so school. Mind you say, see station in New York ya now we go for school because opesa BH now go school New Yorker who say you are gonna be doing online. When you do online, you don't get the full 3,000 plus na ekano. And that is the catch. A lot of people made a lot of mistakes and made plans with those BH and made a big mistake. So if funny say wait for him to send me and you want to go to school. For instance, maybe school I'm here, right? Wilmington University. That's why I did my bachelor's, my master's, and my doctorate. Wilmington University, BAH is super high. But because me, a hybrid, right? I don't get the full money. Nya also online no full money. Because all call be once a month, no ako weekend, no ako class. Obi susu ko Wilmington to just imagine say nipa bienu two scenarios. Yen na ya retire any eco school no. Nya no course it's a Wilmington no school of Wilmington honum no. Na ko full time e wo Wilmington honum no. Enya the full amount of BAH no. Nya wo hybrid do no ubenya about half. Nya wo online kwano no betimi nya bi about $900 to $1,000 if the BH is 3,000. Unya we know nya hybrid in and I said that we didn't. So you just have to understand that. It's very, very important if you keep that in mind as well. So now let's go into how you want to join. So first of all, I always tell people, if you want to join the service now, right? I mean, I come from a family whereby my dad was in the military, my older brother was in the military. It's something that's a family tradition, and I just wanted to join. Even number one Ghana and my purpose was to just join the military, but my older brother, and my dad was like, we college, and I just did one semester in college, and I'm back from say. So with that being said, it's like, okay, what we do say at the age of 18 years, you want to find a way and you still want to join. But Charlie will be a hustle and you want to get through it. You go through that process, try to make life for yourself. The question you want to ask yourself, say, do you want to serve because it's within the heart? It's a family tradition, it's a service thing that you want to do, and now you want to serve because of the benefit. There's nothing wrong with you trying to serve because of the benefit. When any recruit walk into my office, I ask them these questions. Why do you want to serve? And it's okay if you tell me say you want to serve because of the benefits. Or then because they say if you know why you want to serve, it will make your life easier. Because this is not McDonald's and this is not Walmart where you can walk in and get mad and walk right out. Now I gave you guys all the diplomatic things that you have to understand. I'm gonna give you guys the true naked truth. Say this is how things works. It's one of the most lucrative avenues you can go. It's one of the most security avenue you can go, but at the same time, they can be very depressing and frustrating. Until you have to understand. So once you understand why you want to join, and if your purpose you want to join, I always give you a pen and paper, say, tell me 3 reasons why you want to join. If you tell me it's medical, it's education, and also, you just want to travel now, trust me, I will talk to you about those 3 things and not bombard you with the other things that you don't care about. Because my job is to give you what you need and emphasize on that. Now, advice I want to give to you and say, Fanny say, oh yeah, IT. And Nana Pacho may be a military pay chart number me real quick. On way no. Oh yeah, IT. And I want us to understand something over here. It's very, very critical. So yeah, IT, you make about 80 to 90,000 a year. Okay. Now so also person joining military now. I just want you to understand, so you're not gonna be making 80 to 90,000 a year anymore. So if your lifestyle is focused on 80 to 90,000 a year, see, as I said right now, you have to reduce your lifestyle to 60 to 65,000 a year at most. So that means you are taking a deficit in life. Is that what you're looking for? If you don't just want to serve and you want to have benefits now, then you are making the wrong choice. So you always have to understand that. So recruiters will always want to get you in and get you out and get you to boot camp so that none of them can train you. But say if one kind of credit for you to get yourself understand what you're getting yourself into now, it will ruin your life. Secondly, I know of this person, right, who came to my office, doing very well. He or she just want to serve. I'm like, are you serving because of the money, or are you serving because of the benefits? And are you serving because you say you just want to be say Mr. Bashe uniform maybe, or say all three of them? It's okay, cool. And I broke it down. BAH Ubenya 2 years. Your friend say E3 under 2 years, and I say E3 2 years and up. I don't know. Say any bit to our cabo so me. Send a bit to our cabo so me don't know. A month the base pay in ye, obasing allowance for housing in ye. BAS, stipends here, demand for Adriani, about $350. This is what you're gonna get for your BAS. We are now carrying in our boma. Andrew Abia, Asamna Biko, Andrew $5,000. And so you make over $6,500 a month. Is that okay with you? Kind of catch him say it's okay. You know why he said it was okay? Because at that point, now the medical insurance and or the no do best $6,000. So he was ready to take that $5,000 deficit. And he joined. And after he joined, I realized he said education was more important to him than anything. He had a lot of school loan that was bombarded with. Me tell me it was zero school loan. I don't have any school loan. Everything is being paid for whilst I'm going to school. But the point then they say, you have to understand why. Secondly, when you why in now, or so say, yes, start to so now, person Obano Eco Academy. Also, na Edman with different types of officer program. Waka United States Air Force Academy, your Marine Corps Academy, your Army Academy. Your sa person Obako Academy are very competitive. You don't wait to say Obano High School final year and na Obabe no academic candidate. In fact, because a club Academy you're prepping at the age of 14, latest by at the age of 14. Into before be high school, the grades must be tight. On top of that, there's a program, extra curriculum programs the kid has to be a part of. Say be a band or football team. So guess what? The academy needs also Air Force Academy, right? Or your football team that plays with the Eagles and stuff like that. They actually play you see the Eagles. They play with other colleges. So the military academy, they play with the other colleges on your friend said, and some of them actually get drafted into the NFL. And they still, your friend said, we'll try to keep the combination program because one of them is your friend say military. Into the say, those kind of extracurricular activities, about football, about band, or musical group, or STEM program, engineering, will be or high school now, as man one step ahead. Into I don't call any mayor, and I say senator be states and say, me here letter of endorsement for Bebana. Oban is already recognized, already known in the city, in the community, that woman no. It's academic process in an easier manner. If you want to go to the regular officer program, right? All you have to do is say, Oben making sure say you have your grades right, you have a good grade to go to college, and whilst you're in college and you keep your grades up, and join the ROTC program. So once you join the ROTC program, another good thing to join the officer ROTC program, when you joining JROTC was in high school, a man one leg up whilst they go there. Now, so one officer can I say, Okita JROTC after 3 years now or bar extra rank, the more again, think about it this way: the more rank, the more money. So don't ever look at it say any chance, say about your Boy Scout or your JROTC. So nya Eagle Scout Award now automatic E3. Or new Obia Wako College 2 years or Babi enlisted, they get paid the same. The Wako JROTC, why 3-4 years of ROTC, also by E3, E2, near the mano. Into obia only sa nyama no no best start pepe, but this person will start from here. No more starting from there. Always get one leg up. Another thing that you also have to understand, so they say if you take the exams, now say score when we high school. Now say when we high school, now we GED. Now say GED, you have to score 50 minimum to be able to even get looked at. But on your local high school, or score 30, which is the minimum score now, automatically they can look at them. Now, looking at the ASVAB test, right, is one of the difficult tests that you can take if one call high school will chrome hand say yeah. Obabit mako try then obe kind of simple. Opa you're a medical doctor, kodoko class they try ASVAB, obet actually try. ASVAB is one of the tests, it's easy to fail, it's easy to pass. And mini will be a wabitre me watch your test now when you're 9. That because now the 9 questions per no answer maybe or answer about 20 questions right. It's so 9 because a percentile and a speed work. And speed work is about a more of like English, math, general knowledge, general science, and reading. And to say if u speed work will form Ghana yenche sa speed work in San Yamano. And to say if Ghana bana ba try usually no you're more me extremely smart and it means a score super high and then you're there didn't diagram one for the series. The disadvantage about this is it's not a test that you can just go take. Now I say, oh, when you crouch and make a coach, we take it one pass here, was what 1 month. Or train second month, I'll coach one pass here, or so train another 1 month. After second 1 month, no coach no one pass here, or so train 6 months. After 6 months, so coach one pass here, or so train 2 years. Now, air corner now wages who anymore. Maybe by the time I may join it, now with the 27 years, I won't even join the military, no. Won't even join the Air Force. With the 27 years. But now it's up to 42. So it means they needed people into a BA pipe in Kakra for people to go. When they don't need people too much, they will close it. At that point, so what tattoo cry, you have to go remove the tattoo. But right now, I know what tattoo, that's it was some part of your bodies, it's okay. So far as it's not about your collarbone, so far as it's not about your wrist bone now, but if over here now, you have to go get it removed or you have to get a tattoo waiver. And again, it depends what kind of tattoo that you have. So it's important for us to let our kids know, say if this is what you want to do, whatever you put on your body may or may not disqualify you. Ebiom medicals. For now, I think it will be about we pay another narco hospital. I think it will be about we pay another narco hospital. Me can't say buy a for the hospital, but me come out here so all the narco hospital. You for a program you for the next Genesis, right? That next Genesis allow the military to pull Oba medical records in yeah recruiter no. So Oba mention na make just say my medical documents and now the mommy is what I know, and that is what you're gonna be judged upon. But since no, I don't need to ask you that. When you buy now. They don't call maps, you pull your next Genesis. So they pull all the stuff. I can't one on TV in Casa, or one I didn't call hospital. So all suspect to say Obano asthma. Parents, please let's understand one thing. We are not doctors. Don't go to the hospital and suggest to them what you think your kids have. The moment you do that, they put it in the record. Mean will be only asthma, but the kid got disqualified because you notice say suspected asthma. You could be saying no, send my catch a doctor and or suspect it's not asthma. Adenya not on an hour asthma. Into no, you might not bubble one, but later on the dust and an aquaculum, no football. Into no, we always have to understand. Say, maybe one, we have to be very careful. It can impact us down the line. So that is one thing that you have to make sure. So, Obako military man. Another thing, so they say, a Jumana and another kind is very, very important. When you're a citizen. Before we even come to the Jumano, and I'm okay, this is intertwined. O score na best score, for instance, you take 2 scenarios right now. Nana Kocho Asva Bonya 80. Okay. Maybe Makocho, Miss Benya 80. This is the case whereby Nana a US citizen. Maybe a US citizen, Mikita green card. Because Mikita green card, we try to go get jobs. You call maps. At the end of the day, okay, 3 scenarios. Me Nana and Director David. Director David so control exams on your 80. Dr. David, so a US citizen. Now, you're a US citizen, you're a green card holder. Now, this is what happened. You're calling now, you're pulling your Juma mining. Entire jobs in the United States Air Force, you have about 144 jobs, right? You're calling pulling jobs in my Nana had all the 144 jobs. Dr. David jobs to buy, I don't know. Dr. David only had 100 jobs. Maybe jobs to buy, make it 70 jobs. The reason why I make it 70 jobs is because I'm not a US citizen. A lot of jobs do not open for me. Those IT jobs, the intelligence jobs, the special forces jobs, and some of the aircraft maintenance jobs, MBML. Any job that requires a deeper security clearance prior to you getting to the job, unya. And sometimes people don't understand. They think, oh, okay, when you're disappointed now, they want to bail out. When you bail out, it's a little disadvantage to the recruiter, but at the same time, when you know upfront now, it helps a lot. Your jobs don't require that. So now, maybe sit down on HM because I'm just citizen. I didn't get all those jobs. Nani, Dr. David, even though we scored the same. Now, this is the case whereby Nani, Dr. David, got Troy, I don't know. Dr. David had 100 jobs. Nana had 140 jobs. And now Dr. David is mad. I didn't mean 100 jobs, Nana 140. I mean your culture exams now, I scored this, is because he said there's some medical conditions that can also disqualify you from some jobs. So, or depth perception problem, or eyesight, 2020, you cannot just get it. Because Ejumani requires you for you to have a 20/20 vision. Ejumani also requires us, or pre-exposure to some medication first condition first Ejumani amount. Ejumani also or height into no untimi nyase Ejumani no. Ejumani also or na omo untimi uni peripheral untimi nyase Ejumani no. There's so many jobs you cannot get based on your medical condition. And due to that, now will get more jobs than you. So all things being equal, a perfect child will score or we're trying to say would open all the 144 jobs, and then what little situations may have this. Now the problem that we may have, Anderson said, if you have a waiver, and this is why it's good for your friend to say you to understand the intake of Oba school and Awankasawa life. It matters when it comes to what you do. Because Nyame Kanene said, Fanny said, me join the military. Me credit score, me funny serious. Nani ya treaty credit score waha. Unfile credit score serious. Or debt to income ratio is super high. And you want to join the military. You will not be able to join. Now you have to get a financial waiver. This is the case whereby Kwesi Ajimai, Aquatra exams, Kwesi Ajimai has 70. 70 in ASVAB is a high score. It's a high score. It's when you're 70. You expect to get all these high top jobs. You're a citizen by a buying when you say because your credit score was bad. It's a year or background check or first or credit check. It was bad. Since it was bad, we have to give a financial waiver. That financial waiver will lock you on some jobs. Ultimately, ejuma friend say be finance. Ultimately, call finance. Ejuma finance. Ultimately, be contracted. Ultimately, contracted. And when you have a waiver, you are at the mercy of the military. So that means you will have to sign a document saying that if you want to do this and do it right and get the right thing out of it now, be very careful with your finances. Be very careful with your friends say or marital your friends say way. So because if you have issues with ebia now you have a kid, you have to go to basic training, you have to sign a decree form for a custodian. If you're not able to agree on that with your spouse now, or not a spouse or partner now, that can also be a problem. If you are single and you have over 3 kids and you are not married now, you have to sign a waiver called the dependency waiver. That dependency waiver may also hold you to some jobs where they may push it on you you may not be ready to go. Most of the jobs that a lot of people cry about, find to say military, police, and services. So services near like cook or more and stuff like that. A lot of people don't like that. It's at the end of the day, people don't want to do. But the waivers, you also will be for the moral waiver. The moral waiver ni your moi speeding ticket wa jibedi wo utunifu wontie oka bibia nche nontie or Jesus so onkotia. When you have those moral waiver, your categories 1, 2, and 3. When you're category 1 now, that means waiver and I know the one you not be qualified. So we are the pen. Now say it's within the period of 2 years. Don't even waste your time and go to the recruiter. Masa 3 years in chem. A chairman wako disclose it. Or disclose waiver. But if you try to go right now, a speeding ticket is over 5 speeding tickets within a year. Don't waste your time and go to the recruiter because we'll go through all the process. We'll be frustrated. Will be all the same thing or didn't the boss attempt with you thank you so benye jumanon or coin when recruiter now when Timan come back to the old job. So there's so many things that involve when it comes to getting to that point, to actually make yourself available when it comes to having a right way to recruit yourself. So 1, know what you want to do. how you want to do it, and assess yourself and the things around you. Say if it's good for you and the family. If it's the best decision, then my bomb go with it. Nana, we better take you over from there. And also, please answer questions. Answer that what.
Answer questions in Kakra.
Okay.
Take it from.
Your friend also, can you speak on educational benefits for college? And I think so. Also, you're gonna go in there for the wives, into the watch one. Anna
Yes.
Robert to say, I'm from Ghana on a study visa in Canada. Please, can I apply? No. I know the answer. I don't know that. Do we need to rewrite the ASVAB test? The ASVAB test is good for 2 years. Until sure, that's the one joining here. After 2 years, and you have to go back and take it again. But say Ucho na say one pass when you're 60 and you think you can do better, yes, you can tell the recruiters you want to take it again. They'll highly recommend say you don't do it again because it's weird. It's funny say obi bi okocho biombiano on your lower score. Into no is the way who you the ASVAB is based on nipa dodo on your test ya no and you be a percentile don. Into the say what you now only high school for test ya one shall score the better form. Into the always look at it from and there's calendars your test ya high school phone count. And to look at those calendars, ask the recruiter, are high schoolers testing or they are not testing? If they are testing, many will run away from that date. If they are not testing, go and take it that day. No. What's it since I'm in my second year in college? I think so. You really know that, right? Do I qualify for 100% tuition assistance? I'm in America with I-1 visa, green card. Okay, we already answered that. Akodasu, don't know. Okay, we already answered that. Age limit, don't know. Also, joining the Air Force Reserves qualify me for citizenship after training. Nana spoke about it. Okay. Please, is it true there are some jobs they will not give you with a green card holder regardless of the score? And that is exactly what that example IT jobs. I didn't even see your question, but that's what I was talking about, Zoom user. Indeed, that is. I see. Yes, Air Force is very hard to get into. True or false? That is a fact. Air Force is very, very difficult to get into, but once you get in, it's the best decision ever. Nufi patience. Please, I need some of your items like t-shirts. And this recruiter hard work when now you can get it from Amazon. William said, please, some want to come on but find a link on tap, but can't find a link on tap. Oh, okay, A-class at Sanyamao. That's good. Ellis Black said, what about if someone is in GS civilian job and want to transition to the military? That is a bit easier. If you're in the GS civilian job and want to join the military now, a recruiter nearby will be able to get you in easily. Nana, you better call Facebook, but America said go ahead and start. Then we will bring the comments from Facebook also as well.
Okay, awesome. And my final free question about the family education benefit. And within the military program, we have your friend of my CAA for spouses. They give up to 4,000 for your spouse. And I was a benefit of it. My wife used that for nursing school. And, you can use that up to 4,000 and it pays towards it. The other option I was talking about was the GI Bill, the post 9/11 GI Bill. I'm gonna finalize it. No. Now, say if you are still in the military after what signing up for, let's say 4 years or 6 years, if you choose to re-enlist again, so from 6, from 6 to 10. So that means you re-enlisting for 4 years. Now your spouse and your children can use the GI Bill. And the say if you have kids that are of college age, they can go to school for 4 years using your GI Bill. That means what transfer amount. That transfer, and you can split it. Ubit mama will be 1 year, ubit mama baba 1 year, another 1 year. Or you can give all to your spouse, or you can give it all to your children. I know one chief say or transfer she was still in, but now the school of Florida. The school was paid for, and every month be answered. Housing allowance. Now I talked about, and that is it. But the housing allowance, as I stated, you have to be in that zip code in that area. And doing online and hybrid, as I said, the pay are different. But the child was in Florida, going to University of South Florida, and she was getting school paid for, and at the same time getting that money taken care of. So that was one thing to know about the educational benefit. You can use the MyCAA and also use the post 9/11 GI Bill.
Nana. Also, those all retire so medically or retire. That's all 100%. Oma, as 100% education benefits in the GI Bill. No, the same thing. Awesome. Wow, retire so you still get your 100%.
100%. Okay, beautiful. So that is. I know said then you were going to talk about life, but I think that will be a whole week, life after the service,
Yes.
to highlight on it. And these are some of the benefits after you get out. And that was it. The other also, when it comes to educational benefit, I will still talk about. Remember, within the military, within the Navy, apart from a bachelor's degree, you can get 100% tuition, assistance, They have graduate programs too, and that is the program I'm in right now. I'm in a graduate program, and it's being paid for, and at the same time, I get paid every month. Like I said, my goal is just go to school, work on the project for the Pentagon, and so you can do your master's, you can do your PhD in the Air Force. We have our own institution for the Air Force. It's called Air Force Institute of Technology. Navy for the Naval Postgraduate School that is in California. And I think the Army has the same program, but you are paid full time, and then all you do is just go to school and work on an issue for the Air Force. Said program also, if the Air Force or the Navy doesn't have it, it can send you to a civilian school, and it's same benefit. So I know some professors even here, some went to MIT, some went to North Texas University, and their job is for the next 3 years work on your PhD, and then the military pays for it. So those are some of the other benefits. I know our time is fast spent, but I'll walk through. I am trying to say, if you've been through the recruiting process with me, what get you waiver, what get you BBI, what the process is, what I did for the last 4 years. When you come to BMT, which is the basic military training, normally we take recruits in every Tuesday. Yes.
I think so. We'll have to run a part 2. So this is what we're gonna do, right? Once you're done with the BMT part,
Yes.
life after BMT and life after the Air Force, life after BMT, life after the service, we can do that part 2. So now we BMT part, now we can open it up for people to actually want 2 or 3 people to call real quick, ask their questions, and also to answer those questions if you Zoom any Facebook and the why.
Okay, beautiful.
Is there any way you can zoom into the benefits a little bit? Because people are asking for you to zoom into that for them to see. I think
Which one? The benefits?
Solomon Mensah from the benefits. They wanted to see if you can zoom into it. But I don't say after the show they can go back and zoom it when they're watching it.
Yes.
After the show they can go back and zoom.
And then we can also share the slide too. So if they want it. Okay.
No problem.
And getting into BMT, as I said, you come every Tuesday. And, we get everybody across from the United States coming in, and then they all come to San Antonio. I will be Drew Honor. Your instructor is there, or the drill sergeant. There's bus that bus you all the way to Lackland Air Force Base. Into Honor agrono shots here. And I wouldn't say Chrome say untimi mwoba untimi ntiawoba compared to Ghana anyway, but with soldier the money separating and say akwalane authority to also with Martian. Now so, and it's more of a mind game. That's how you put training now. They take us through the same process, and then we have to replicate this over the course of our talk. And Obama, we just coming in with we said maybe about 5, 6, maybe 10 of these instructors coming in, and we yelling at you. You bit much. I said within your first 0 week, within the 0 week, you'll be able to within the next 4 weeks, and you'll be able to everything you do, we have an issue with it, and that is the goal. So we screaming at you, just trying to put you through stress. So a stress process, but normally I remember I told PK. Said time I work say what Ghana SS and I said what through some way be a name and said that netting and I will call boarding house anyway now pretty much the same thing, but I say emrofuning kwalana ya warm hanaya went they go through a lot of stress, but our goal is literally just to break you down for the next 4 weeks. And then after that, we tend to lift you up. And once you are going through those challenges, we're going to say, build your self-confidence up, you're building your discipline up, you're building, your self-esteem, your self-worth. So that is the goal. That is the goal for the military. I'll break this down. Normally within the first week, we drew a 0 week one. We bass in over pa. Adia chipa, I'll make a phone call. Watch what we shall for say what be drew. And we'll let you know, make that phone call, either a text message, say what we do. Then we will say no matter what we'll give you that pay cut, we'll give you that haircut, we'll cut your hair, and then we'll start processing you for your pay. Mechanic earlier, and we start paying you right from time I'll be through it, and that is going to be done first. And normally it takes maybe 2 months, 3 months for it to go through the system. But say, and we back pay you for the past week. Then we do drug test. During that way now, we make sure say, we do that way. Sometimes we have a lot of people who are, I don't know, for some strange reason, they come there and then they test positive. And yes, as well, say, and there's any issue, you're going to be kept at BMT. Yamfani said, can be take you 7.5 weeks to be done. But say, now in Bonibia now we are. Literally, I said, military police take hold of you. So we camp you. There's a whole different way out. You're going to be there. Some people stay there for almost 6 months to a year because they have to take you through the whole because the very moment you sign to be in the military, what be in the say you can say abide there. And anything that goes contrary to the law, we deal with you with the military system. UCMJ, that's the code that you use. So that's what's going to deal with it. So 6 months you'll be dealing with your lawyers back and forth. So within 0 week, nothing is there. The first week we go into a weapon issue. Just a replica of a weapon. Nancy M4 said you obey, used to it. And then we test you on your PT. PT, make sure say, and then we start teaching you some little your friend facing movement. Ghana about face, left face, left, right face. We teach you all those, and then second week you go through a whole classroom and human relations because you have people coming from, as you said, some from US Virgin Islands, some papa a citizen now who are Germany, you can come. So far as you are American citizen, you can come from anywhere. Say irrespective of where you are. So far as you're a citizen and you can get in touch with the recruiter, you can come in. But we have to make sure that we're training you, giving you all those things about the military. The goal is to break you down, at the same time change you from civilian to military. So that is our goal. Third week we give you clothing issue, and then at that time we show us how to move the weapons and whatnot. And then it's week 4 is team building. Week 5, that is when we do your final PT test. And from 0 week to week 5, every morning, and I'll go over the typical schedule of BMT. That will be on the next slide. But in your 5th week, that's when we do your final test, and we have some military skills development progress check. You're making sure say we warlock and our area, we're going to inspect it, make sure say everything is in order. When it comes to drill, we're going to test you on drill. Week 6, now see how many new one. It used to be Warrior Week, and now they've changed. It used to be Beast Week. While I was there, they say pay support, and now you simulate a deployment environment. And you know, baby, separate from where your training is for like a week. You are all playing the role. I said, you deploy. How will things go? And then on the 7th week, that is when it's time for graduation. So the whole thing is 7.5 weeks. The typical schedule is normally we wake them up around 04 or 45, and I matches that. If you we can wake you up at 03, depending on what the day is. By 5 o'clock, number forming out, and then it's ready for PT. PT and either say every other day you either run or you are doing strength training. And so you are running or going back and forth all across the installation. By 06 to 06:15, that is when breakfast happens. And then the next thing will be dorm setup. To your living area, we make sure everything is set up. And then from 08 to 11:30, it's either say you are in the classroom or you are on the drill pad doing your drill, making sure say your uniform and everything is taken care of. So appointments there to be taken care of. That happens. In the so be our back with green card. If you want to work on your citizenship, that is the time we send you out. We'll get your, because USCIS for immigration officer on the installation. On the interview, one-stop shop. So during that time, they give it to you. And then by 11:30, 12:30, you go on for lunch. Then your classroom instruction happens. And then you no work or dinner. And then you set up for your dorm for the night. And then by 9 o'clock, next will be a Ecoda. But as an instructor, we can always come back and make sure say that is how the whole schedule is for BMT. It's it's all a mental game. It's so far as you are ready for it, and there are other tips that and if you call me, I can talk to you about those. But just the general overview of BMT, that is what it is. After BMT, that's where we send you for your next training, which we'll talk about on the next time. Just final tips for NDN is just say. I think PK talked about it. Know the reason why you are joining. And it has to be just know the reason why. And, I normally recommend whatever you're trying to figure out, do it for 4 years. So 4 years, and then you can get out. There's also another route. Say, we're signing out for 4 years. It drew 3 years, 36 months. Now, okay, not full time, depending on experience. When you school, you can always move to the reserve side. With my move to the reserve side on the part-time.
Or even switch jobs, cross-train.
Switch jobs. It will be my reserve side or change jobs. I hope I so continue on the full-time side now. But anyway, so just do 4 years. Know the reason why you're joining. Have your goals. No, say, okay, my goals anyway, be perceived by year 1, year way, because as I said, tuitions here every year when you achieve 4,500. So you want to use that. To fear, say, baby, I know because first do this station. You can stop over there and enjoy that area by using your benefit. The other last thing I'm never come and say, be resilient. As I said, it's stressful. You move from, because I was in Massachusetts and they moved me all the way. My basis, I'm in a tool I wanted to be on the East Coast, but they moved me to Nevada, Las Vegas. It's, you'll be missing family and all that, but you have to know, say, okay, we may put INT, I'm going to join you. Okay, Jimmy BB and I say, your reasons could be so many, but just know, say, within that time frame, you can, make the benefit. Because one thing I'll tell people, say, Abino will make sure, say, he gets the best out of you. When you're signing up on make it, so you also want to make the best out of the whole deal. And that is the only takeaways I'll give. But when we come for the part 2, we'll go more into it.
All right, Nana Yadawase. But before we close it off, you better read some comments now. I feel there clear some myth. People think a lot of people go like, oh, me go join the military. That's a myth. That's never a fact. When you serve now, the military is like a community on its own. And if I say to Columbus, Ohio, and I saw to the Bronx, New York, that community of Bronx, Ghanaian community, that's the military right there. Yam Fanisa, BBAB Wahonum. You will school, you will hospital, you will BBAB Wahonum. It's inside the Bronx, you will nurse for her, you will carpenter for Wahonum, Sabi, you will know your Juma Crampo Wahonum. And I know that you will detail, but you don't want to be those people, or one more detail, or that is what could be and the process it to be a detail that way. Your finance for your medical, your CE for the HVAC for another kind, your military police, your cooks, your money and your special forces for this one man, and your friends, ground pounders, no mususu, your aircraft maintainers, aircraft mechanics, or contractors, paralegals, lawyers, nibibia, doctors, what job I don't know is what tells us say obey. And sometimes another biggest myth that you ever hear they say, oh, your friend is say, I'm a funny dear. When no more Marie is funny dear. When we always I'll tell people say the only branch that if you have to join from another branch, I'll be come back to boot camp, Marine. Apart from that, you can move from the Army to the Air Force to the Navy, and vice versa. Just like that. Those 3 branches you can circulate easily without going back to boot camp. But if you have to leave any of those 3 branches to go to the Marines, you'll go for a special boot camp because that comes with a special training. And so that's one thing that people have to understand. All those branches, you can have somebody in the Army, no you cook, no be war Navy, and so you no. Or you're more deadly like the way I'm put it no. I know who more action than you per couple or Marine no. You can have somebody from the Air Force, no who more action than will be all Army and will be all Marines. But one thing now you always have to understand is this comes with speculations and confidential and when they say that yes, there's no doubt about it. Marines done it different because is the weapon before the job. The Akanin is the job, then your weapon because it's basically professional in arms and not just wait. But Marine then or the cuckoo crampa they need to in the back before that. So you have to just understand that. And another biggest myth that you can think of and they say, and all course you see in the crap no on team go school, on team say. And no, my friend half myth, half fact. They tell me friend half myth, half fact and say, if Obani person go school beko. So Obani will soldier muna so go school. Either say on one person beko no di soldier and here excuse our cultural. But some of the branches they're very difficult to go to school. Teach a army. Yet army yet difficult to go to school. Say army most of the times they move you away. And most of the times you don't know, or mission has a different demand. But we be to Air Force to say they promote education. One go school company do promotion crap, one shekra wunya. It's obia taking classes just to be very competitive when it comes to promotion. And I know they half myth, half true. And there are so many myth and facts that you can have in mind. If you have it, you can go ahead and mute yourself. We'll take about 3 people. I can't your best at 7 minutes in your phone. We will take about 3 people to ask those questions. Now video really comment whilst we're waiting for them to unmute themselves. Now your call Finny has bizarre question be also, oh, we need to hear life after service. We're gonna talk about life during service and life after service, on the next one. Next week, I'm a lawyer they be share for immigration updates in India. Also say you treat no dia then military part 2 no beba the week after that, and I said 2 weeks after that. Say in treat lawyer dia then we will deal with military in the part 2 on that one. Zoom users, please, is it true that there are some jobs that will not give you a green card holder? Oh yeah, you're discussing it. I have a master's, and is joining the military still a good idea? And you're dicey. Your master's is in what? The Juma Ubenya master's in Benya no. Is it gonna be more than how much a military in the better? Because this is the thing, right? And you'll be a degree biana or joining your friend say Air Force as an officer. Officer corps is very difficult to get in. And you'll be a degree beyond quite an idea about join as an officer. And an officer you have to be a citizen. And it's a must. To be an officer, you have to be a citizen. It is a master's degree, not so you're a citizen. And you want to join the officer corps, great. It will be great for you. The master's degree will make sense. But I'll be joining a listed that. Now it be on the civilian side, the Juma now with your master's makes you more money. That's a security and officer joining you may be disappointed. But benefits in the air, there's in so what's your uniform now to Kwan Airport? Na wakoto bia na uti wanu muka kutia ka esi obi etia ama yes ala unya na ka wa wi ode bia de for fracture bebre na da be je this also obi etia. Okay, sister Christy goes like, oh no, before Christy OBG say hello Nana Hene, can I get your contact to discuss the Air Force recruitment process? My situation is a little complicated. I asked around in Florida last year and the recruiter told me I do not qualify because I had only green card. Instead, the Army recruiter told me I could qualify with green card status. So I decided to join the Army. But my interest was in the Air Force. I read just 2 weeks ago and found out that GC holders qualify for the Air Force. Now, I went into Babs Tampa, Florida last year for the Army and did all the process. Because of some other personal circumstances, I moved to California just this week. I want to switch to the Air Force and change my ship date. How do I approach this situation carefully without risking my chances for both? That would be a question more for me, not necessarily Nana. But if you want to talk to Nana, the number better one and the number down friend and Kasa. Tristan goes, so me and my brother are already enlisted in the Marines to become active duty. My main concern is money and the benefits. That will help me become great in life and achieve my dreams. And there's nothing wrong with that. The reasons that we even went into the Marines is help pay our college. They never told us about this. My question is, will it be better for me to become an officer rather than just being an enlisted soldier? So, one, to become an officer, the only way you can become an officer at your age is to go through the academy. And the academy process, what I was talking about, is very, very tedious for you to do that. So you can join the enlisted and you do, in other words, EAP and enlisted program, from enlisted to, your friend is saying, officer program.
Oh, the lead program, LEAD.
Yes. So you have to do, actually, it's LEAP, right? LEAP, right? Yeah. The LEAP program. No, you have to do the LEAP program. And there's another one. It's called the Airman scholarship program and also your programmer is for enlisted person when you want a scholarship from becoming your officer. Usually they choose one person in the whole base, the top what's it?
CLECP.
Okay, You have to do that. I don't know another option, but other than that, you have to have a college degree to become an officer. 80% of the time, if you are first going to the officer program, you have to have a college degree at least.
Okay, but yeah, my own and framing, depending on the age, there are so many other routes if they want to, depending on their situation.
Okay, so Tristan, Ona Dylan, Monfa, Dana number, and you can also talk to me about that as well. And then I'll give you the backstory on that one too, so that you can get where it's coming from. Christy goes, can you enter any of the forces after your bachelor's? Yes, you can. And Tristan goes like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to leave, but my question got answered. Oh, okay. Leave. Leave. Did my question get answered? Yes, your question will be answered. So, A-Class go, please join the WhatsApp. Okay, that is, those of you who want to join and be part of the WhatsApp family, please join it. And Kenneth goes, please, where can we get the recording of this? Okay, producer answered that. So someone with asthma, can they join her? That's nice. With the Air Force, I can tell you right now, you can't join if you have asthma. Now, there is a stipulation to it. You can actually look into it. The Army, at one point, I knew that you can join if you have asthma. And that's another conversation. But the Air Force, what I say right is, if you have asthma, go talk to a recruiter. Let the recruiter know. Now, the question is, do you think you have asthma or you've been diagnosed you have asthma? Those are two different things. If you think you do have asthma, if you've not been diagnosed, only asthma. But if you've been diagnosed and you've been to the hospital, yes, then you have asthma. So let me sure you have the full disclosure with the recruiter, and the recruiter will advise you the next step to go through with it. Is it true that once you join, you will go to war and die? A very big myth. Go ahead.
So, as I said, Piquet talked about this a bit. I know a few people. One individual, Erwin Nellis, the person was there for 20 years, never deployed, never went anywhere, and he was able to retire. There are a few people who go just one deployment, but it's not everybody that goes to war. As Piquet was saying, the Marines a different issue when it comes to Air Force. A different, even now with even Space Force coming out of the Air Force, you don't have to. I will not say no worry about it, but it's one of those things. But life, is all part of life. But just to say, I've seen a lot of people who have still who have never deployed. So if that is the warrior.
Yeah. And the funny thing is that maybe supervisor maybe got told her, right? Well, almost 6 years. Maybe first 2 years I deployed 3 times. Every year I think it's your job, and also
your job.
Yeah, probably tempo band. If you fall within that band, that's say your P4 and then no. Other P4 they be out So I think it's just the how everything goes.
But as of now, that has been changed now. I say we're moving it. She says that the whole base, they select the whole base to move. They just say, yeah, select 2 bases, you are good to go.
That's even better. That's you deploy with the unit. And before
yes.
I wouldn't even know.
Yes.
So then the camaraderie is still there. So
yes.
Dr. Bella say, talking about coming in as an officer like a doctor. Yes, you can, but there's an age cap at UC. Now it used to be 44. Is it still 44?
It's 42.
42
but they make exceptions too,
Yes, especially if
your
years of practice. So that if you have to say,
yes.
Wait the 42 years, because in those days, wait the 44 years, right? And wait the 42 years. Now, so you just came out of medical school, and you just bought doctorate in any of the health within because you're 40 now. When you're 42 years a doctor, now you'll be practicing over 10 years, 5 years. Yes, that is exception. I'm professional medical consultants, and so then the Air Force needs you more than you need them.
Yes. And just to add on that, your years of experience, you are your doctor, who that experience, and they want to make sure that we pay a little bit equivalent to civilian world now. They can give you extra credit and promote you at a higher rank.
Exactly.
That is something
usually they come as like colonels and lieutenant colonels and stuff.
Colonels, yes, absolutely.
Akoda says right now, when there is a war in Ukraine, troops will be sent to go and fight. Well, not all troops fight. That's what I was saying. Say Obiani Nejuma or troop people one of you're from a mission support group. And a troop will be one who's so that amongst an year Jumani into your CCT. That's a Saturday, of course, that's what it's gonna be. Another we are a part of the mission support. You will deploy, but you will fight from a different angle. from inside the wire. PWAS people are going on outside the wire, running convoys, being for instance, direct line of operation, oh, they necessarily supply them the things that they need for them to get where they have to get. So not even if you deploy, that doesn't mean say you're gonna. Maybe first deployment was very rough, but my second deployment was not that bad. My third deployment was in the middle. So it depends on what it is and where you're going into. The it's not any way. Yeah, then after messages the does into jump after Ukraine. Was it? Can you do a session about USA citizenship and medical insurance? Agoda, that is a very good question. Please join the HITV family and put that topic in there. Also, producer Betro, I told him not there. We'll get that for you. That's a very good topic. Yeah, that's it. iPhone Akofa Mote say any contact for the recruiter of the recruiter. So if you can recruiter now, you talk about recruiter for yourself, and I say okay, I don't know. But if you put recruiter for yourself, if you Google Air Force recruiter or Army recruiter or Marines recruiter or Navy recruiter near me now, the information will come and you just call them and just talk to them. It's short dreadlocks allowed in the military. Another way, what they are. I know, sir. It was switching last year when I was coming out. Hello, yeah. So this is what the regulation says. If it's of natural hair color. Now, natural hair color can be blonde. And so that threw me off. And say throw off when they make that rule now. Now maybe just a natural hair color and say, oh, natural hair color. But apparently, no, the natural hair color, colors are obi ya wono, ebetibenya sa color no. Into so you're brony, now say the team you're blonde, now say you're bibini, now we team you're blonde, now so person your blonde hair we are dye. It's even allowed because it falls under the natural hair color, not your natural hair color. Now dreadlocks, say a natural. Now say why was it locks or twist that be beside you? You can have it if it's natural. Yes, you can have it. But now, I think so there's a regulation that it can go. Who's the first now to be called over the color, but it's saying it to be called the middle of your back.
Bone. Yeah. Things change. Like I said, get in contact with a recruiter, and then we'll see how they'll judge it. So any question there, you can always have my contact and then seek a second opinion. But okay. Regulations keep changing. Every single day.
Yeah. Oh, so the good question is Andrew Diano. So Andrew Diano, this is a guy with a twist, and you're about the busa question. Andrew the busa question. But is there exception to guys with dreadlocks who are maybe Rastafarians, natural dreadlocks? Would they let them join or do you have to cut? Because time you have to cut. Even though your religion allows you to have dreadlocks, then you will cut it.
No, now they allow for religious exemption, so you have to go through the whole process.
Wow.
They allow, yeah. So
okay,
I said,
oh yeah, so book him the moon chat nitino.
Very on case by case, very that
because I know say during the time say if you're in a religion whereby there are people in the same religion who have a haircut now, then you have to cut your hair. But the religion is so strict say you cannot, like Nazarene for and you're so strict say you cannot cut their hair now. Then they can look into those exceptions because you want encore or muti. But if it's optional, they will let you fall under the optional part and they'll cut your hair.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay. Andrew, thanks for that question. I think so. Mason, we have to bring the show to an end. Be ready. Okay, after Andrew, Hamdiat said a master's in GIS from here is in the US, but I have a green card. A master's in GIS. What is GIS? I'm not sure. But anyways.
Okay.
But if you have a master's degree and you have a green card, you can join. Nana Kwame Obi say, okay, sure, I will call you then. Could you please provide the contact? Contacting is on the screen, please. You can get it from there. Empress Daisy was stress. Samalata say, is there a route for someone without a green card but have masters in applied statistics? If you don't have a green card, you're not a citizen. It doesn't matter where you are. If you're in the States, you're in the UK, you're in Ghana, you cannot join. Can a civil GS transition into Air Force and keep the service years? Keeping the service years in military service is not going to be rolling over. But wouldn't the funny thing, right? If you're in the military and you go into the civil service now, they roll over years too. Have 5 years in civil service. Yes, so this is what we ended. Again, like I said, if no people saw a question now, at this point we can only allow 2 people to ask the question so that we can move and close the show. Then we'll talk about your friend is saying life after boot camp and also life after service. And that's life in the service and life after service on our next episode. We'll back question be episode beside Mr. I'll mute yourself real quick and just talk. All right, so BB said you heard yeah, and then yeah, that's one of final words. Remember, director, but now they or sign out message, but now if you coin director. Director, so Kasa, you Kasa.
I'm so sorry, PK. First of
No.
all, Nana Hene, thank you. Thank you. I'm too old to join them. Too old to join now, but amazing work. Thank you so much. And as PK said, you still at it. You still going.
Nana Pacho, the director Pacho about Nana on
me-
share. I mean, not we're trying to say on share. Wait, my mind. Director, go ahead.
So then I was just saying, thank you so much. Thank you. I think we should definitely have an extension of this if your time permits, because clearly you're a busy guy. But we'd like to talk about, because I need to as an uncle, but you're outside looking in there are a lot of misconceptions around joining the military, Air Force, right? I have friends who've worked on the contracting end, right? Who are not combat, right? Who made significant success, and also a lot of technology that we experience now comes from you guys.
Yes.
So, granted, they might not publish it as sexy as a Google job or a Facebook job, but we all know where true technology comes from. So again, thank you so much for extending it. I can see a world whereby where you come back and probably talk about, you talk about more of the corporate side of it, which there is, right?
Yes.
And I think, thank you. I just can't thank you enough. I think we all learned a lot, but we definitely want you back. Unless we get things otherwise, we definitely want you back 100%.
Oh no, yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, thank you
because
for your support.
there's so much to talk about. The director, yeah, that's it. It was for yeah, the munyana say no time. Sabre mesro. So I won't join HRE family page, chat, friends, WhatsApp chat now. Please click on it and join, because that is where we brainstorm and talk about topics that people want to hear. Especially this will be the beautiful topic. I bet what I'm saying now. Mr. Click on the link now. A class that also don't know, and be part of the chat room, so that we can all discuss what the future topics will be and basically what you're looking for, so that we can bring it to you. That was it. This is where we draw the curtains on the show, and the next segment is time with friends at Tatapse and Q&A. And please, every question and any question, any suggestions, solutions, problems, I haven't said yes or no. It's a one-stop shop. Director David will take over. That's a